Well, I hope I'm live. Can y'all see and hear me? Brent, Dylan? Hi, Esmond. Everybody out there hear me? Can you see me? Let me know. Awesome. Thanks, Dylan. Well, this is my first go at doing a live chat, so I put it off and put it off and put it off, and kind of just didn't never really thought about how it was going to go. So I just thought we'd just have a free for all. Talk Elvis. Talk about a few things that are in the news. I think one of the biggest things I want to throw out there right now, is the news that trailer that 𝐈𝐍𝐅 put out about the footage. What do y'all think about that? Hey, Michael. I know I'm psyched about it. I hope that comes through, because it looks like he's talking about not only Elvis on tour, but that's the way it is. I think that's going to be it's just going to be like a gold mine. I got to put my money aside to start getting ready to buy that. You're right, Dylan. I think it is too. I'm really interested in seeing some of the footage for the red jumpsuit. Hey, Doug. Thanks for joining me on my first foray into the live chat. Hopefully, this all goes good. Real quick, I just want to, before we really get into a few things, you all know that I'm a part of the foundation, so there's going to be some links when this is put up about the petition and the letters to the governor. And then some big news is that I finally reached 18,000 subscribers, and 20,000 hopefully is just around the corner. So I want to thank everybody out there that's a subscriber and follows me. It's more than I ever expected when I started this channel. So I appreciate every one of you. It's been a fun journey, and I got a lot of things planned now that I've gotten settled into the house here. So anyway, but when you're that's my alarm telling me I'm late. The Ultimate Fan channel. That's Steve. Isn't it? Is that Steve? I get that one mixed up between Leon's name when I first see him. Yeah. Thanks, Dylan. I appreciate that. But yeah, I think the news about the oh, by the way, Steve, that interview with Ginger, I loved it. I think I mentioned my comment that I had the fortunate, just a brief introduction, just our meeting of Ginger up in Nashville many years ago, and actually I didn't even realize who she was at the time until I connected it. But no, I enjoyed that interview. I listened to it twice now. She's a lively person. Thanks for putting that up. Anyway, I'm working on some different videos, and some more. I'm gonna get back into the breakdowns. I got a few things here. So I got my box set of the Elvis from Hawaii set, as well as the one from a couple years ago. So I'm in the process of finishing off my review between the two. I well, I'll just save my review because I have a couple of little disappointments in the new one, but the sound is just incredible. I've been breaking down Steamroller Blues for my review, and I just listening to that. It's just the difference is between that and the 73 version is fantastic. Yeah, that was yeah, that's a song to get kicked off with. Suspicious Minds. I know. I did a take to take analysis of the Elvis from Memphis album on some videos, and she had they talked about her a book. I based it upon a book that came out based upon that album, and kind of gave a backstory. And it's called 33 1/3 Elvis from Memphis. You get the book if you can. It's a good analysis of each song. But they were talking about Power of My Love, how they had really worked on having the Holiday Girls really shine in that song. And if you really listen, now that I hear that song, I can't do anything but just think about them too. They're great. So anyway, hey Lesley, thanks for joining me. I know you're busy doing a floor. But anyway, that's my reviews coming up. And imagine SM being your first. Oh yeah, that was his last #1 song too. And everything out. Everybody knows that American Sound Sessions are my favorite sessions. And close behind, I would have to say the Stax sessions. Then I'm talking about the 70s. Well, thanks, Michael. Yeah, I enjoyed doing that series. It was a good one. But I got, for a lot of you that have been following me for the last couple of years, know that in the last year and a half, my wife and I bought a house and moved. And actually, this month we've been married 25 years, and we've been unpacking boxes that have been packed since right after we got married. So I'm coming across things that I've had packed away of my Elvis collection, and then some of the things that I got from my father when he passed away. And I got something really interesting here that I got. I got it out of the. My dad saved this, and my dad was very particular about when he had things, they protected it. So this was in cellophane. So I think you guys, I had forgotten about this, but so, and I took some pictures of this so you'll see it better when I do, but it's the TV guide. And for those of you who are not of our generation, TV Guides was the magazine you got that every week subscribed to or picked up at the newspaper at the store that told you all the listings for the week. And this is for the week that the 68 special came out. And this is the actual TV guide that my dad picked up and put away. So these are the advertisements for that special. 4 different pages of advertisements for that special. So Singer was playing it up, and as we know, that was the biggest show of the year, the TV show. But what I found really interesting on this TV guide was that, so I'm going to put this back up. So here's the pictures of the TV guide. I snapped some pictures of it. So these are all the different pictures from this thing. But on the cover of the TV guide was Anne Margaret. And I just never really made the connection. She had a TV special that week also. So it's let me get rid of so that's the TV guide. Now I'm going to put it away, and my father will haunt me if I don't get my fingers off this thing. I wear white gloves when I handle some of these things because I've been coming across different things, and I'm going to share them all with you as I come across. My wife brought me up boxes and boxes of all the albums, so I've been going through those. We had a flood during a hurricane several years ago, and God, some stuff got damaged. It really makes me sick about it. But some things didn't. So, but anyway, that's I think the biggest news is for me this week on Elvis is just that Boz announcement. Let's see what we got. Hey, Dave, you did make it. Cool. Happy birthday. I know it's your birthday today. those are some of the things I want to talk about. I know the new Priscilla movie's coming out, and I will go see it, or I will watch it, because anything that has Elvis' name to it, I watch. What do you? And I know there's some people that are saying they're not, but I watch it just to, and I approach it hopefully with a neutral. Just some of the things I've seen on advertisements where they talk about correcting the story from the movie that came out last year, and those are kind of negative trailers or announcements of the movie. So, yeah, Lesley, I know who you are. I just I can't wait to those videos come out. I'm glad Boz is standing by what he said. So I'll be curious. But the one thing I'm really looking forward to is some more video, some really good video of the Richmond concert with the red jumpsuit. That right, Dylan? I think it's the red jumpsuit for the Richmond show. So I'm doing 2 different live chats because I wanted to try to cover both sides of the ocean, and then plus get my feet wet, because I'd like to do these more often. I'm working on a couple of collaborations with some other YouTube channels, and so I'm excited about that too. But I'm going to do some more live chats, maybe a series type of thing. I like to try to work in a book review or a book discussion also. But all right, thanks, Dave. I appreciate you stopping by. So yeah, okay, thanks, Dylan. Yeah. He just looks so good in that suit. I just wish we'd seen more video, and it'd be great if we have more video of that. And then but yeah, once again, like I mentioned, I gotta turn that stupid thing off. Stop. My alarm to let me know, to make sure I'm awake to start this chat. I was up all night worried about this. But in the works right now, I've got the review on the on the Aloha from Hawaii, and I've got it has been. I know I've talked to you about this before, and I finally got it done. I was having issues with my software, but I'm doing an explanation of slapback echo that Sam Phillips created, that Elvis was the first to do, and I'm going to show you exactly how it was done and how it confused RCA when they tried to do it, and they couldn't do it like Sam did. And it's really interesting. So and I'm using as a sample the original, Elvis's first recording of My Happiness. So I'm going to throw a little echo in there, and I'm going to show you how that was done through I'm going to show you through my software that I use, and simulate how he Sam Phillips accomplished that. Because when you start off with Mystery Train and Baby Let's Play House and trying to get you, and that echo comes through, it's just that's the mark of Sam Phillips. Yeah, RCA, when they did Heartbreak Hotel, you're right, Steve. They used Sam had 2 Apex 350s, and he recorded Elvis's vocals to both of those. And I'm going to really show in my video the pictures and everything of all the equipment. And then when he went to put the audio to record for the disc, for the acetate, or for the pressing, he ran one a few milliseconds behind. And then RCA, Scotty Moore was telling how RCA, when Elvis recorded Heartbreak Hotel, they couldn't copy that. So what they did is the echo chamber that they used was a long hallway behind the studio, where they stuck the microphone at one end of the hallway and Elvis at the other, and then they created that echo chamber from that point. Joe, hi Joe. The Priscilla movie, doesn't that come out? That's not out until November. Am I mistaken? You're going to see that tomorrow. Oh, hi, Mary in the morning. And thank you. I'm Denmark. Okay, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Christian Larson, I'm not sure how to pronounce your first name. Sigurd or Sigurd, I'm not for sure. I apologize. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate that. Doug. I see. Okay, London Film Festival. Okay, cool. I can't wait to hear what you have to think about it. The one, like I said about the movie, the reservations I have about it are just the advertisements as they're trying to build up that they're correcting the story that Boz did. I saw that one, and that one it was a review, and then the fact that there's not any Elvis songs in there sung by Elvis, so that kind of, I don't know. But anyways, I like I do everything I watch of Elvis. I've got everything that's ever been released that I can think of on digital and saved. And I just got Lonely Street the other day, which is a pretty entertaining movie. Where it was a pretty entertaining movie. But anyways, and I'll do my review on it. We'll see. I how they do. I don't have the build up for it as obviously as I did for the Elvis movie. So we got anybody got any questions for me? I know this is new and I'm kind of unpolished about this, but I just thought I'd share a few things and introduce myself as far as a live chat. From now on, I'll probably do some more, a little more focused on a topic like a book review type. I was thinking about doing a book a week and just kind of going through it and doing a discussion, live chat. Are they going to, you know what? I wonder if that's a good question. Are they going to release the 68 Elvis reinvented on DVD? I've got it on digital, but some of these things I get, they're not as good quality, but I've also got it on I think it was Max or was it Paramount? One of them, Amazon. Where did I get that badge? I got this from my fearless leader with the CFG Foundation. So we are still pushing for that petition to get it signed, and Lesley and I have a little bit of a plan to do a interaction, a live chat, and answer a lot of. There's been a lot of questions about it, and so her and I are going to do a live chat and discuss and answer questions that have been presented to us. And so I haven't got the date exactly, but it's going to be up in the next few days, so that we can answer a lot of questions, because people are confused about, I'm not doing it because I can't donate. Well, you don't have to donate. The building is beyond repair, and it's really not beyond repair. And so we just want to clarify some of those and answer a lot of those. So I thought I mentioned to Lesley, it might be a good idea if we just do her and I do a live chat, and people can ask questions, but we'll present the questions that we have gotten most common. But yeah, you're right, Dylan. It's just a signature, and then it's real simple. Everything's been made very simple for everybody, especially with the letter to the governor. Just copy, paste, sign, and send. And we really want to say that. I was reading some news today about Graceland kicking out the New York Met for first place for the most visited tourist attraction. I forget what category, but the movie's obviously built up a lot of interest in visiting Graceland, and so hopefully that. What does everybody think about the Christmas special that Riley's going to do? I'm curious because from my understanding, it's going to be a live presentation, and I'm curious to know if she's going to actually get up there and sing a song. And it would. I think that would just be the cream of the crop. What do y'all think? Everybody excited about that? I know it's in November. Espen, you are absolutely correct. You're talking about these two. This is the one. Let's see. Let me get it. This is the one that was released in 22, I believe it is. Great sound, great mix. This was the one that was released about a month or so ago. It's got the DVD. I'm doing a breakdown of it, do a comparison so everybody can hear what I hear. But you are right. If you've got this and you've got this, you've got the exact same mixes between the two. They did not remix from this one to this one. The only thing you're really getting new is the DVD. And the DVD is really not, it's a great quality, but it's not much more of a quality than the I think they call it, I don't know if it's a legacy one. So the qualities are very, very similar in the movie. I don't have a Blu-ray player, but I play it in the PlayStation. Yeah, you're right, Esmond. Same mix. So, I bought it and ordered it, and then I read that later in the news that in some reviews about it that it's the exact same mixes. So, I got the collection for $50, and it's nice to have the collection, nice booklet and everything. So I'm Matt Ross Bang. He's good. Yeah, between him and Ernst, they've done some really great production. Some of their work on the FTD stuff. Do you have the white box set? It came out in like two. Yes, I do have that. The DVD set you're talking about, Dylan. It's got the yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, it's a white box, and it's got the flowers, the red flowers, and yeah, that's where it's got both the rehearsal. It's got the rehearsal. It's got the original broadcast, and it's got the broadcast with the songs added in, and it's got all the recordings. Yeah, that's a good set. I bought that as soon as it came out. And back then, stuff was a lot more. You can get things for a little bit cheaper, but I think I paid like close to $100 for that set. I bought it right off the bat. Of course, it dropped down in price right after. And then there was Elvis, one of the Gate girls. No, I haven't. And then there was Elvis. No, I'll have to look that one up, Lesley. I would really be interested in seeing that. This book. I'm actually right now. I'm finishing off the second book of Sally Hodel, Destined to Fly, and then I'm going to do a review on both of those. I got to tell you that I reread Destined to Die Young last week because it's been a while since I read it, and I got into it a lot more. And I got to tell you, there's some spots that, for people who know me and watch me, I'm not ashamed to say I things bring me to tears sometimes, and there were some sections in that book that I had to stop, and it brought me to tears. To think about what he went through, and yeah. So I just started the Destined to Fly and it's not quite as long as the other one. But I took my time. Usually I go when I read a book, I'll read it one time straight through, and then I come back and read it. I speed read, but I don't speed read these books. But what I do is I'll do a kind of a halfway speed read right through, and then I come back and just take my time and read right through it. So I kind of soak in a little bit more of the book, and I'm a very visual person, so I'm there. I put myself into the location, into it. Yeah, I heard that, Leslie. It's supposed to be about his. You're right. It's yeah. I look forward to that. She's a great writer. I would love. I get these done, and I would be just thrilled to death to be able to talk to her sometime. Maybe do an interview with her. I don't know, but she when that book first came out, I didn't want to get it because I just thought, I don't like it when some people put out books about, how Elvis died, he didn't die, he committed suicide, all this stuff. But I finally, in fact, I think it was you, Leslie, that sold me on reading the book. And then she's a great writer. She's awesome. Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, Leslie. Let me do this. Let me finish this one book first, and then I'll let you know. And then we'll I would be awesome. I would just love to be able to talk to her. I just have some questions. For those of you who do know me, I my father is the one who got me into Elvis. My father was born in Tennessee. My father has kind of a history similar to as far as not career wise, but he's from Tennessee. He was born the same year as Elvis, talked like Elvis, had the same, and he was a huge fan of Elvis. And he also came from a line very similar like Elvis, where there was cousins that married a few cousins. And except for the biggest difference was Elvis was an only child, a twin, but only child of his life. My dad was the 15th of 16 kids. So, that's the biggest difference. But there was a lot of things in that book that just hit home with me as far as my dad's family, because my dad had a lot of health problems. And I've got some health problems, but mine seem to be a little more self-inflicted than hereditary. And when I say self-inflicted, my career just took me down. So I'm this is what I do. I do my Elvis channel. This is what keeps me going. So I will be doing hopefully a lot more different things and new things. I think everybody. This is a new book I just got. It's not a new book, but it's a new book to me, and it's actually by Joe Esposito. And it's called Remember Elvis. And there's a series to these. And it's actually kind of written. It's called Produced by Joe. It doesn't say written. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen this, but it's kind of written like a script. And it's almost like little quotes through the time of Elvis's life. And so I'm excited to read this and share a lot of that with you. And I'm probably share that the way I do some of these other books. Yeah, Leslie, my dad had autoimmune response. Yeah, that's it seems like our parents, that generation, there's a lot of family lines that have, hereditary health problems. Elvis was just, if you could name it, it seems like he had it. But after reading that book, and then I watched yesterday morning Elvis from the 77, June 77. I watched again him singing I Really Don't Want to Know. It's my favorite song from that series, that June 77. And it's just how powerful his voice is, and to think of how much pain he had to be. What'd you think about it? What do you think about it, Leslie? Have you had a chance to read it yet? Jimmy Jones, thank you for joining. I appreciate you coming in. Mary in the Morning, it's an emotional book. It really is. I like the way she started his life. some really interesting things about, the doctor that came in, his birth, the whole scenario. It's just, but yeah, you're right. It is an emotional book. This doesn't really tell me how many people are watching, but not that it really matters to me. But I'm going to be doing another one at 7 to kind of cover people that are probably working right now here in the States. I've really got an open schedule, so if this works, I'm gonna keep doing this. Any other questions? Anything? Any topics? I think I covered the the Priscilla Boz's and some of the books I'm doing, and I don't know. It's a decent book as far as it goes. Yeah, it's kind of, it's not like a, I don't know. I don't know if it's, to me, it's almost like I'm reading a film script or a layout for a documentary, which I kind of like because sometimes I like. All right, Lesley, thanks for joining in. I know you're really busy too with your floor going in, so looking forward to those pictures. Thanks. You have a great day. So Joe, I'm looking forward to hear about Priscilla when you get it. How's everybody been liking? Does everybody like those periodicals that I put up from the different old time magazines, Billboard? I've enjoyed putting those together. Hirsch, yeah, you're right. You're right, Doug. Yeah. Yeah, that's when he sings. I really don't want to know. I tell you what, it just, I just love that song. I've always loved the song. Back when he came out in 1970, was it on, Elvis Country, and but when I heard him sing it on this special, wow! I mean, his voice. Let's see, and why. Well, did you finally get sound, NY? Cat Girl Blue. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Did I read The Strange? No. It's very enlightening, and you'll know much more about what he endured. I'll make a note of that. The Strange Medical Saga of Elvis Presley. Haven't even heard of that one, but yeah, appreciate you bringing that up. I love, if you could see my wife every time she comes home, I got a new book in the mail. One day I've lost things over the years, and I've got things damaged. So over the last, excuse me. So after the last few years, I've been replacing things that I've lost or gotten damaged through the moves. Like I said, my wife just brought me up last week a box of all the Elvis albums, and some of them have gotten damaged and really heartbreaking. I can't throw them out, but there's no way. Some of them were my dad's, but some of them, the 50 million Elvis fans can't go wrong. That's in pretty good shape. I was excited to see that. The Elvis is Back album. And so I'm going through those. I've got 3 Moody Blue albums, one with the black vinyl, with the black label, and both the other 2. One of them is the one I bought when it came out in 77. And then that's the blue vinyl one. And the other one's the blue vinyl one my dad had. Hello, Kathleen. Michael, yeah. I have a few ideas. I'll reach out to you over the weekend. I have a few ideas. Anybody else that's really interested in just doing a little chat with me, send me. I've got my email. My email's on my community page. It's all Elvis-A-Z with the number 2, but it's in there. So send me an email if you're interested. I'll be glad to work out something. Brent and I've got some things in the iron. Like I said, there's somebody else that we're working on a kind of a collaboration on a few things. I want to try to do more live stuff, and then at the same time continue with my other stuff. I'd gotten away from those for a while because be honest with you, I wasn't feeling well for a while, but I'm doing real well now, and excited about some stuff. I got a couple videos that you guys are going to enjoy, I think, and then and of course then the reviews. I got so many reviews that I want to catch up on. Yes, Kathleen, that's I was mentioning, I really hope that I would really love to see Riley get up there and sing a song. I'm impressed with Riley. I got to tell you, the more I hear about her and the more I see, Elvis has got to be beaming. Elvis has got to be beaming. Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, if they don't show it, I'll have a recording of it and I'll put it on my Rumble page because, I don't know how they'll broadcast it, but I will. I'm working on putting some things on Rumble that I can't do on YouTube. Some of the things. First of all, I've got every Elvis movie on digital, but I've also got almost all the TV series that were ever done. The Sun Records one, the one with Michael Gerard, St. Gerard. Of course, and then I've got all the movies that were made, like what's the one with Kim Basinger? Anyway, I got almost all of those, and so I'm thinking about putting some of those on my Rumble. Judy Fowler, longtime Elvis, and thanks, Julie, for joining in. Long time Elvis fan, destined to be Diane, really brought out so many emotions. Yes, I was reading the book. My wife works a lot. She really works a lot, and so be honest with you, I really don't get to see her a whole lot each day, and she's not really even much into music, other than she used to come and see me play all the time and like to hear me play, but. Anytime I do a video, I always show it to her, get her thoughts about it. But she came home. She works at Olive Garden as one of her jobs as a waitress. And she came home one night late, and I was sitting there, I was reading the book. I had all the lights out, and that book I have on Kindle. The other ones I have in hardback. I read both ways. And so I was reading, and I had it, and the lights were out, and I was reading it, and she come in. And so I flipped the lights on, and she saw my eyes were all red and teary. She goes, "What are you reading? What are you doing?" So I explained it to her, and she knows how emotional I get. I really am. I may be a big guy, but it doesn't take much to tear me up. I'll give you an example. It's kind of Elvis related, but it's not. For those of you who don't know, I have two deaf brothers. One's a year younger than me. The other one's 2 years younger than me. My mom had all three of us by the time she was 19. And my two brothers are deaf. 90% low hearing loss. They basically don't hear anything. So, though they are Elvis fans because they can feel the music and they can hear some of it, it's really loud, they do like Elvis. They love the movies, and they even went saw him in concert at the May 11th concert in '74 at the Forum with us, and they loved it. And but I think about them a lot about not ever really being able to experience. They really hear the true strength and power and quality of Elvis's voice. And yesterday I was sitting flipping around on YouTube, and they come up with these kids and these people that are having these implants in their ears that brings hearing back for them. And it's just their first reaction when they hear this, when they hear it. I was crying by the end of this thing because I'm seeing their reaction. I understand their feelings. And then I think about my brothers, and, they're 64, 63, and they don't want to do it. And the reason why they don't want to do it is because they're scared to death it's going to change their whole entire life. You know, I think about it. They've never heard their baby cry. They've never heard their wife speak. They all this, and it's just, I think about that, and I get into a really deep funk about it because I feel guilty for the fact that I'm so much into music, and I would love to be able to share this with them. So I just wanted to share that with you because I did a video one time where I did Name That Song without hearing it, and I actually signed the song. And I used to teach sign language years ago, and so I think about them a lot. And when it comes to Elvis and how much they missed. Alex, is that 𝙤𝙤𝙬𝙀? I hope I said that right. I remember when I saw Jail Squad for the first time. Oh yeah, that's a great movie. That's a 1957. My mom was, I think she said she was 3 months pregnant with me when she went to go see that movie. You know what, Dylan, you're right. They're starting to get a little more enjoying to it because Tim called me. He's the third son. I had another brother, but he was killed a couple of years ago by a drunk driver. He was 50, 55, 50, something like that. But so Tim got in touch with me. He was all excited because at concerts now they actually do caption. So they put the screen up and they got an interpreter and a caption. So they not only do they feel the music at the concerts, they can actually see the words and be an interpreter. So they went and saw the Eagles, and he was so psyched, and he knew I'd be psyched because I'm a big fan of the Eagles. I mean, I love music all the way across the board. I'm a fan. I grew up in the best time period there ever has been for music, in my opinion. The 60s and the 70s, when you had all these, Elvis, inspired all these great bands. And Michael, thank you. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't I'm not I'm not ashamed of anything like that. I'm proud of them. They've done they have great careers. They did everything. They're so independent, and they're good. They're good people. One of these, there's a video of my one brother who does. He's involved with his religion, his church, and he does videos interpreting the Bible. And I think I might just share a little clip of how he does that. I'm really proud of him. Both of them, I'm really proud. My brother Tim, it's where my mom stayed for the last couple of years while she was suffering dementia, and that's another reason why the foundation means a lot to me because their charitable is dementia, and that's what I lost my mom to this year. Alexandre, have you ever heard the such song? Oh my God, yeah, that's it's a great song. Yeah, you're right. It's there's so many underrated songs of his, but where do I go from here? Yeah, that's a great song. Michael, saw the Eagles twice and Don Henley. Yeah, I saw the Eagles once. I can't remember, 70s, 80s. I think it was a long run tour. So that would be around 76, 77, somewhere around there. That's when I saw them. As a musician, I'd rather lose my hearing than my sight. Oh, I'm with you. As much as music means to me, I would rather I can function because I can sign. Cat Girl, but I love the Eagles. Can't but Glenn Fry. He's actually my favorite in that band. Yes, I've seen that. That's Linda Ronstadt is my favorite female singer of all time. I think she's the best rock and roll singer ever. And she's, as you probably know, Cat Girl Blue. That's where the Eagles got started with them. Tracy, hello. Yes, you can join in. I'm excited. I've got people chatting with me. This is really, I can't tell you. We're 44 minutes into this, and we're still going. Yes. Thank you so much for joining in, Joe. My granddaughter is nonverbal autistic, but she loves Elvis. Started to try and say his name, and she calls him this. She's only two. Oh, sweet, sweet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to get my grandson. He's 11, and my daughter, his mother, she's an Elvis fan. She's an Elvis fan, not like I am, but she's an Elvis fan, and I'm trying to instill some of that. My son Dylan, he's 22. Yeah, 22. He'll be 23 in November. He's in the Marines. He's stationed in Seattle, and he used to write down. He used to ride with me in the car singing "Suspicious Minds," and he loved Johnny B. Good from the '69 International, which warmed my heart because that's one of my favorite albums of Elvis. Yeah. That's a milestone. Yeah, 2 years old though. She's headed the right directions. Alexandria, my parents were so lucky to see his live show at the market. Oh wow, the last show. Wow, that's a bittersweet memory. Bittersweet. I got the last show I saw him 3 times. The last show was in Atlanta, December 30th, 1976. Great show, and he did Unchained Melody, and he did Hurt, and it was just a good show. He actually did almost an hour and a half show, and yeah, it was. That's what a bittersweet memory. Now, where's everybody from? Kind of just type in your. I know Esmond. I know where Esmond's from, and Joe's from Britain, or the UK. Dylan's the UK. I know Brent is from Detroit. Michael's New York. I'm kind of curious where else fans. I know that I get comments from different countries, from different people, and they're usually in their language, and I always reply to them in their language. Google Translate's a good tool. I've learned some things. New York. Oh, Cat Girl Blue, New York. I lived in Connecticut for 13 years. Used to go into New York all the time. That was the last job I had, working for hotel management company over Marriott's. That's a great Alexandria. That's a great souvenir. Great souvenir from Scotland, Tracy, but living in the U.S. Oh, what part of the U.S., Tracy? Scotland. Some of my history's from Scotland. My dad's on my dad's side, because they all settled into the Tennessee area when they got here. But yeah, Detroit, New Orleans. I love New Orleans. It's been a while since I've been there. I used to go to the Mardi Gras years back in the 70s and 80s, back when I was a young pup and single and carefree. And I used to also, this is kind of embarrassing, but I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan, and we used to go to the Superdome all the time when the Falcons were playing New Orleans, and tailgate and have a big old party and get into fights, and because both had that during that time. They were both lousy teams, and it was fun. They were just fun games. When they came here, it was the same thing. Fort Worth, Texas. Manchester, UK. Brent's from Motown. That's good music, man. Love that Motown. I live in Minneapolis 9 years and moved to Frisco, Texas, for the remaining 20. Yeah, Scotland's beautiful. I was there in '84. Back when I got divorced, a friend of mine, he's a musician. I used to play and do studio work with him. And I got divorced. He said, "Let's go take a vacation and celebrate." So he was in at the beginning of the software. This is back in '83, '84. They were programmers, so they were pretty well off. So as a treat and a celebration of my divorce, he bought 2 tickets, and we went to Europe, and we were going to take 2 weeks. Flew into actually, we flew into Heathrow. I can't remember. It might have been Gatwick, but we flew into Heathrow. And the first thing we did is we went down and he went down and we bought, we rented two motorcycles. And we just toured all over. We wound up staying there for almost 4 to 5 months. Spent a lot of time in Scotland. Beautiful, beautiful country. Oh my God. And this was around the fall, late summer, fall when we went. Frisco is not too far from the mid-cities area of DFW. I was in, I used to drive through Dallas. We had I used to go down for the last few years of my career. We went down and watched Texas play Oklahoma. We owned a hotel in Norman, Oklahoma. So the general manager always got tickets. So the last 2 or 3 years that I worked, we went down and went to the game down there at the Cotton Bowl. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I like Dallas. I'm a fanatic about the JFK assassination, so I actually got to go down to and tour that area. Yeah, the heat's miserable. It really is miserable. It gets hot here. I'm in Atlanta. I'm in Villa Rica. I'm about 30-40 miles east of the border to Alabama on the outskirts. We're about 30 miles outside in the suburbs of Atlanta. I pretty much lived in Atlanta off and on for about 30, 35 years. But when I worked, I went all over. I lived in Aspen. I went all over the place with them. Red River, I'm at. Red River. That sounds familiar. Let's see. Brazil. So, Alexandra, you're originally from Brazil. Okay, so you're in Chicago, Illinois. All right. Cool. How do you like Chicago? Dave Renicky, I love what you do on your page and represent. Oh, thanks, David. I really appreciate that. You know, I'm going to kind of touch base on one thing here real quick. In my description, I put in there about my dislike for trolls and haters, and my channel was my main focus was to always be a positive thing on Elvis, and I've never deleted a comment from anybody that had a difference of opinion, but I have deleted many comments where people were hateful and nasty and just flat out rude. I don't stand for it. They don't get a warning. They're gone. And sometimes when it's kind of the in between, I kind of get a little interaction between, because I just, and then a few months ago, when all this thing was going through about Priscilla being buried at Graceland, and there was a couple channels that call themselves Elvis historians and, supporters of Elvis, and all their videos, and they still are hate speech against Priscilla. That's their business. They can do what they want to do. But when there was one video that they had put out that I put some comments in there about, they were saying comments, oh, I'll never go to Graceland if she's buried there and all that. And I just put in the comment there that, yeah, I want to stop going to Graceland because she's buried there. That's not my business. I didn't like the idea, but I'm not a hater of Priscilla. Priscilla was a major part and a part of the story of Elvis. And so, anyways, it just turned into a big old thing. So I just kind of made a comical satire type video about the haters. Well, that just turned into a huge uproar where people were attacking me. And then one guy decided he was going to make a video with my video in there and just tell a bunch of lies about how I delete comments and that I'm a Priscilla lover and I was stealing from him and I was attacking Elvis subscribers and his channel primarily. And so I just took the thing down, and I did a copyright strike on him for him using my my video, and of course he got nasty. So I don't put up with crap like that. But I do ignore a lot, but every once in a while, like the Kanye thing, I you know, he needs to be called out. You know, so I had to do my little take on it. And then I've got one more video I'm going to put out, kind of addressing the situation. It's going to be another satire, because out of that whole period of time, I got some really very vile, nasty emails from the same person. And I know who's a subscriber to, because of the comments he made. So I never replied to him. I just ignored it. But I keep getting emails from him because he thinks he's going to goad me into a reply. Well, he's going to get my reply. He's going to get my reply on a video posted, calling him out with his name. I know who he is. I was able to. Brent will tell you, I have a cousin who is in law enforcement, and he was able to find out who this person was. I'm not going to call him out by that name. I'm going to call him out by his handle, his Gmail address. But I'm going to address each line one by line, because it's vile. But I'm just going to call him out. I'm going to embarrass him and just calling into it. So it's pretty much done, but I'm sitting on it, because some days I say I'll post it, some days I say I won't. But I might get ticked off enough of another email to do that. Let's see here. I know I love it. I absolutely love. That's the one thing that I've really enjoyed about doing this, because when I started the channel, I just did it for a hobby. My therapist said, you ought to do this, you ought to do that, and I put it off, and finally I did make my first video. And I thought, well, I'll make another one and another one. And then people started following it and watching it. And I thought, oh, this is kind of fun. And then I started getting interaction from people, regular people that would comment, and we'd get into discussions. And through that, I've met so many of you. I'm sorry, I don't talk this much. I've met so many people: Lesley, Joe, Michelle, Brent, and all your names here. I recognize every name here pretty much. Sigurd Christian, I don't know. Wow. I'm not sure if I've seen your name before, but I really appreciate Catgirl Blue. I've seen you a lot on there. Tracy, all of these names here. So I've got a big old, this is like a family, and I love it. And the support, I might have to leave here. You are absolutely right, Brent. Some people say I just not say anything and leave it go, but I got news for you. I'm defending his legacy. That's the purpose of my channel, is to defend the legacy of Elvis. Because I'm going to tell you, this movie's coming out with Priscilla. It's going to stir all these haters. Damn. It's going to stir all these haters up again. It already started. Michael, Kansas City, yeah, go Chiefs. Yeah, I pulled for them. I'm an Andy Reid fan. Yeah, I think the Priscilla movie is going to stir up a lot of these cancel culture people too. These that want to cancel things out. Did everybody hear about the bomb threat at Graceland yesterday? That there was a bomb threat. I guess it cleared out within a couple hours. They got it cleared and proven. Paducah, Kentucky. Yeah, my dad's not far from there. He's from Scott County, Tennessee, just below the border of Kentucky. Little town called Oneida. Little town. His dad lived to be about 101, and actually passed away in the house that he was born in. That is actually my first time in attendance, but it would be the last. It won't be. Thanks, Alexandre. I appreciate that. Now requests. I want to. I just want to extend the opportunity to any requests that you want of some things that I do. I've had a few requests from people, like I did a couple more songs from the Riley album, Aurora, and then some of the duets that I do. I recently did a duet with Elvis and Austin singing. I think it was Blue Suede Shoes. Good to meet you, Alexander. Yeah, I'm really glad to have you join us. Oh, the other thing I've got going now, and don't hold your breath because I'm working on it, and I'm too much of a perfectionist at this, but I'm actually started recording some of my own versions and covers of Elvis, where I do all the instruments and I do it. And it's just, I've had a few requests to do it. So I've got a couple songs that are pretty much in the fire, and I'm just kind of like such a perfectionist with this. I listen to it, I tweak it, and I tweak it. And I think it's just time to cut the cord and let them go. But I do have one Elvis cover that I think I'm pretty much pleased with. So we'll see how that goes. See if y'all enjoy it. For those of you who know me, I'm a musician. Played guitar since I was 7. I played in bands. I did studio work in Nashville, and I always enjoyed working in the studio. And so I love music. My lunch is over, Musty Bart. Thank you, Doug, for joining in. It's so good to see you. Yeah, I'm going to do more of these chats. I'm going to try to set up a regular time so everybody can expect it. Yeah, Dylan, it's got to be right, especially when it comes to me. When I'm releasing something that, everybody hates to hear their own voice when they're singing. Even Elvis did. Tracy. So that's kind of some of the things that I've got in the works. I'm stepping up. I'm going to try to step up more of my video releases but live chat. I'm enjoying this. This is nice to have some interaction with y'all. I didn't expect to get this on my first one. Let's see. I think I've covered the gamut with everything. There's another one I'm going to review. Potluck sessions. I'm going to order the How Great Thou Art. I don't have that one yet. The box set. I want to get that one. I'm looking forward to seeing that, hearing that. Yeah, see, my part's been. I'm actually going to be doing 3 on my song that I'm doing. I'm doing 3 or 4 different instruments in it. So I'm not a big fan of digital instruments. I prefer the live instrument. So that's what I've been doing, is playing the actual live instruments. And the only thing that's digital is going to be maybe a little bit of keyboard, but that's it. Yeah. That's Michael. I saw. I think that's going to be a good one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I haven't gotten too much into the FTD vinyl ones yet. But I think I'm going to do that because I finally got my turntable set up properly, and now that I've got all my old vinyls, I think I might start picking up a few of those vinyls. I watch Mark's Elvis Everyone channel quite often, and he does some reviews of some of them, so I've piqued my interest in some. Thanks, Kathleen. Yeah, this has been fun. I just didn't expect to get this much off my first one, but I'm thrilled. I just and this is going to be posted up, so anybody wants to come back and watch it or they get a chance to see it. I am going to have cough drops with me next time I do this. So that's only coffee, just to let you know. I save the hard stuff for later. I'm a wine drinker. Yes, Tracy, you're right. That's a good channel. I follow a lot of those. But Scotty's got some good, got some good reviews. I watch was it King's Court? I like watching him. I don't get to join in on Steve's broadcast that often on Sunday because that's about the only time I get to spend some time with my grandson. Banjo Paul, hello. Glad you join us. So every once in a while I get to listen in because I enjoy listening in. Especially when I see Dylan winning half the contest. Little guy knows more than I do. Dylan and I are going to do some collaborations too, some more of our little top fives and all that. Michael Riker and I are going to do one. Joseph. I'm not sure if I know who Joseph is. I'll have to check that one out. Yeah. Scotty's channel. There's another one. Is this guy? I got so many different ones to say, but I learned a lot from everybody. I learned new things. I'm corrected on things. Oh, Leon's. I watch Leon's quite a bit. I love the first to last track. I like to just put those on and listen to them right on through. And some of the in the description is details. I read those because I learned a lot off those. You also got it. Yeah, November I'm doing a health scene with on Bridge Show, and I've got quite an interesting set list. I think you guys really enjoy. Read it before, Esmond. Oh, that's great, Esmond. Esmond, I am. You're going to see my video on that over the weekend. I finished it off finally. I had some issues with my DAW software. I had to reinstall it in my new laptop. I couldn't get it done right, so that's done. So you're going to see that this week. So maybe that'll give you some input, or you may have already, recorded that. But anyway, I think you'll enjoy it. You and I talked about it once before. Get your guitar out for the lads. Banjo Paul. Well, I don't know if I can get my guitar out right now. The only thing I got right here is just my. So I've lost feeling in these two fingers. This one mainly. And so I still can play the guitar, but I can't finger it as well sometimes, depending upon the key I'm playing in. So I went out and bought me a little Fender ukulele. So I'm introducing it on that song I just recorded. I'm finishing off. So you're going to hear the song. I don't know if I really want to. I don't want to. I want it to be kind of a surprise, but I'll tell y'all anyways because I'm excited that y'all have joined in. I'm doing my own cover of "Always on My Mind," and starts off with a ukulele. Then my 12th string falls in, my bass falls in, and if everything goes fine, my voice will fall in properly. So, and then it's for Mini Rick. Banjo. That's funny. I like that. Mini Rick. I'll have to do that in the video, make it just a little Mini Rick with the. But I love playing it. I really learned a lot off it. In fact, I was doing Suspicious Minds with it one day. So, it's fun. I could sit there in the middle of the night, just pull it up and lay down and play it. But anyway, I've also done a cover. I've got another channel I've started that I'm going to do covers of songs that are non-Elvis. So I did a cover of, since Jimmy Buffett just died, I did a cover of his Pirate Licks at 40. And so I'm getting back into the music again now that I've got the ukulele, and I'm kind of getting a little bit of, though I can't feel it, I'm able to use that little pinky a little bit more. My lead parts aren't as. Fun. Sorry. Alexandre, thank you so much. It's great chat here and interacting with so many. No, thank you. Yeah, could you tell, Banjo? Suspicious Minds? If music be the food of love, play on. That's a good one, Tracy. I like that. I'll put together a few more things. Next live chat, maybe I'll just do a couple of songs all the way through or partial. My voice cracking up right now. I don't think you want to hear me. But plus I gotta have a little echo on there. I gotta have a little bit of that slap back. I'm picky about that. But you'll all enjoy it. I love that would be cool, Banjo. We could do it over line. We'll have to set that out. Now I take it you play banjo, Paul. You play guitar. What instruments do you play? I know Dylan's a kick-ass drummer, man. They played a video. I saw a video of him playing, and he's good. He's really good. That would be great. I love the jam. Shakespeare, Rick. Shakespeare. The Spoons. That's good. The Spoons. Now, for all of you who are local, or in the United States, I'm doing another live one at 7. I can't believe it's been on an hour already. I'm doing another live one at 7 to kind of hopefully get some of those who don't have the opportunity to join in the afternoon. So, like I said, it's just all trial and error. And so far, I've been happy with this one. Let's see. It's for many. Any other questions here? I think hopefully I've acknowledged everybody. But I think I've covered all the basic big news. The Riley, the Christmas special, that I'm really excited about. I was doing a little review on the Steve Bender movie, Reinventing Elvis. I was a little disappointed a little bit in that about it, but I thought it was a great production. But I didn't like, I understand the feelings a lot of people have about Colonel Parker, and some feelings I don't have as strong of a negative feelings about him, though I do have some, that I didn't approve of on him. But for him to kind of give that little demon in the background type scenes, I thought it was just a little bit too much. The one thing for sure though is between the 69 American sound sessions, and between that and the 68 special, those both prove that Elvis could stand up to Colonel Parker. But I also too know that Presley was a very loyal person. I'm here, but since you were 7 years old. Get my guitar out. I don't. Let me try. If you're interested in that, I'll see if I can reach it here. I gotta kind of grab it. I moved it over. Ooh, don't throw me, babe. Don't throw me. This is one of them. I have this is a nylon string Yamaha that I bought a couple years ago when my fingers started hurting. Little suspicious minds there, my kind of version. But I've got a 12-string Takamine, a 6-string Takamine, another 6-string Takamine, and this one. I got an electric Gibson Epiphone, a red one, and I got a small bass guitar. And I enjoy playing them all. I'm going to get that electric out here and play some stuff with that pretty soon. But there's my banjo ball. That's my one guitar that I play with the most because it doesn't hurt that pinky finger as much. Sorry guys, sorry for the reaching. So I'll get those videos out. Tracy, love it. It's for Mini Rig. It must be Connor. Okay, let me see here. Saying that oh really, banjo? I love that song. I can't do it in G anymore because when he goes through that bridge and oh let our love survive, I can't hit those notes anymore. So I have to take it down to an F. Which what I do is to make it not sound like it's really dropping down is I just capo up, play it with in the D, and I capo it up, so it kind of gives it a little bit more of a feel. I heard so much negative about. You know, my Alexandre, you know, I'm with you on that. There's, you know, I've read some really good books over the last year. There's the one book that I really enjoyed. I don't know if I still got it here. I got it here. Well, I put it up. I may put it up already. Yeah, I put it up already. Todd Slaughter wrote a book, Hero or Heal. It was really a good book. And it really got into a lot of details. You know, it talked about the supposed murder and all that. Nobody knows. But there's a lot of details in there that just people don't know. And my belief, as far as Colonel Parker is concerned, is Parker made Elvis the star he was in the 50s. And it was, as much as I hate to say it, it was that carny mentality that made it. Because when you think about it, Elvis was not very reachable as far as having him on shows and stuff like that. He only appeared on TV in a period of just 1 year, 56. And then he did the Sullivan Show, I think, in January 57. So that's a full year. Bam, 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 all these shows. And then he never did another TV show until Frank Sinatra. And then of course, the 68 special, which was his own. And he made him unreachable. I mean, he made him the highest paid actor at the time, highest paid entertainer, the most sought after. And then, of course, Elvis made it all because of who he was, his talent, his movement. It just different. And so Parker knew how to sell it. Where I start having a little not ill will, but just disagreement about how it was handled was the movie years, obviously. And then at the end, when, you know, the push on the concerts and things like that. So I think Parker was limited. I think he did what he had to do to get Elvis to that point, but his own vices ruined him. His vices. You're right, Tracy. That's my exact same feeling. I don't think people seem to not realize too. Don't think about this as most managers out there manage 1, 2, 3 different people. I don't know if the Beatles manager had more than one, but anyway, but Elvis was really basically 24/7 with Parker. Everything was Elvis with Parker. So the story about him getting 50% isn't true until later years when some of the deals were restruck and all that. But for the majority of his career up until late 60s, early 70s, Parker only took 25%. of the entertainment. He took 50% of the merchandising sale, but that was a different business that was struck between him and Elvis. And so most managers were managing 2 or 3 people were only taking 10 to 20%. So Parker, took 25%. And I'll be honest with you, I think he earned every penny of that 25%. What I just didn't like seeing is how much he took towards the end of the years. But anyway, that's just my kind of take. Yeah, that whole Mike Stone story. I remember when that came out. All the news. I lived in LA at the time. And every once in a while my dad would take us and we'd drive up by Elvis's house there on Rocker or there in Beverly Hills and hoping that we'd see him because we knew he was in town filming a movie or something like that, and never got to see him. But when Priscilla and Elvis got divorced, she opened up her own beauty store, clothing or whatever, with somebody else. And so we went there to see the store. Priscilla wasn't there. But that's all about the time that all the stories were coming out about Mike Stone and all that. But, I look at it 2 different ways. Elvis wasn't any more faithful than Priscilla was. Priscilla knew what she was marrying. But I'm a fan of Elvis. I'm a fan of his movies. I love his movies. And I love his music. And everything else to me is secondary. Not a thing I can do about what happened. It's like, with, some things I read that kind of gives me a little bit more better perspective. So I don't feel as bad about certain things, but some things I read that just, like this book with Sally Hodell, Destined to Die Young. That's really struck a chord with me. It's just how much Elvis loved his music and how much he loved his fans. Yeah, Banjo Paul. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think my feeling is after Follow That Dream, Blue Hawaii was a good movie. Wild in the Country, Follow That Dream. But after that, then they started getting to the formula movies. But I made a comment about this one day that those formula movies, Elvis gets the girl, Elvis chases the girls, were no different than the Beach Blanket Bingos with Paul Anka and Annette Funicello. Same theme, they were great. People were raving about them and all that, but then they were knocking Elvis because he's in these movies. Do I think Elvis could have done better? Absolutely. I mean, that's why I do these my favorite movie scenes, because you see the humor, you see the great acting, you see the drama that he had. He had it all. And I would love to have seen him in some of these other movies. I mean, like the suggestion of him being a Midnight Cowboy and, of course, A Star Is Born and True Grit and some of these other movies. Just imagine. I just imagine. Bye, Dylan. You gone? All right, Dylan, thanks for joining, man. Thanks for coming in. I'm going to have to call it quits here pretty soon. I'm about to lose my voice. Wild in the Country, I just watched Sunday, Michael. I love that movie. I fell more in love with that movie over the last 10 or 15 years, especially when I started really watching it to do my favorite movie scenes. That's just a great movie. Hope Lang, I've always been a fan of hers. But that was a good movie. Wild in the Country. Charles. Change of Habit wasn't a bad movie. Trouble with Girls. They were all good. Those were good movies. Michael, I live in Villa Rica, Georgia, about 30 miles east of the Alabama border. I've basically been here off and on since 75. I did work for the Ritz-Carlton and hotel industries where I moved around quite a bit over the years. So I've lived in Aspen, St. Louis, Charleston, South Carolina, Connecticut. I lived for 13 years. Jesus, I did a lot of openings for hotels in Hawaii. I did one in Australia, one in Barcelona. Those were openings. So I did a lot of traveling over those years. But when I had to retire back in 2011, I had to retire. I decided I was going to move back down to Georgia because the cost of, for those of you who know, cost of living up in Connecticut and all that it's ridiculous. So I moved back down here where, it's a cheaper living. My wife and I looked for a house for several years until we could find one that was a ranch level because I need something without stairs. So we finally found one almost 2 years ago. And Valdosta, that's been through there. That's why headed down to Florida, I would imagine. I love Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. Good old Ray Charles song. I'd like to have heard Elvis sing that. Yeah, Alabama. I used to go to Georgia. I used to go to the Georgia Bulldogs game and Georgia Tech games, and I watched Alabama and Georgia play one year, but it was at out in Athens, Georgia, at the Georgia Stadium. Yeah, I tell you what, Alabama's a totally different world as far as football. Football here is, I guess, it's kind of like Texas. College football around here is big. Flaming Star is a great one. Yes, Alexandre. That's in Charles. Yeah, Charles. They didn't give him enough credit for Charles. I think he kind of originally from what I read, when he took that script, it was a little bit different than what he wound up with later. I think he got kind of ticked off about it. Something about the storyline. I can't remember what it was about right now. Michael traveled a lot in the Army. Yeah, I worked in Homestead after Hurricane Andrew. Homestead, Florida. That's not far from where he filmed Follow That Dream, I believe, isn't it? Isn't that where he filmed Follow That Dream, Homestead? I might just remember the name. I don't know. Follow My Dream's my favorite Elvis movie. It's one my dad took me to in 1962 at the drive-in theater. Been a fan of Elvis's ever since. Well, guys, listen. This has been a blast. I can't believe we've been going for, holy crap, an hour and a half. I'm excited. Espen, thanks. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm going to do more of these. Michael. Yeah, Tom Petty. Yeah, I did a little video a little short about Tom Petty and meeting, going to see Elvis at the filming of that. All right, everybody, listen. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. If you have any requests or anything, just send me an email or just put a request in one of the comments. I'll be glad to work on anything you want. Banjo Paul, thanks. I appreciate it. Cat Girl Blue, thank you. God, these names I recognize. This is so cool. I can't believe it. You guys just made an old man this week. Now I got to push some more of these videos out, get them out to you. All right, guys, have a great one. TCB to everyone. Love you all, guys. Thanks for being a subscriber. 20,000, here we come. I'm going to try to plan on something for that. Bye.